Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's been a while since I've made a saltwater video. I'd say it's definitely been over a year, maybe going on 2 years now. I didn't have a saltwater tank for a while. This is a very newly set up aquarium, and there's a lot of things I'm doing differently this time, and I wanted to talk about that. First off, I was gonna wait until a little bit later to get a saltwater tank. I thought I was gonna go, big as possible, and Petco ended up having $1 per gallon sell, and I was like 20 gallon tank, 20 bucks. I'm gonna go try to do nano again. It fits better in my room anyway. It was a tight fit just to get this in here. I really don't have room for a bigger tank, so this is kind of my only option for now. As you can see, I don't have, this tank is still cycling, by the way. It is cycling with 2 snowflake clownfish. I have dosed the tank with beneficial bacteria, and I just put that protein skimmer on today. May not even have needed it with the filter. Some people say you do, some people say you don't. I did it because I know protein skimmers work really well. I've used that one before, know that one works really well. And I just want to be extra cautious with this tank. Before I always ran into nitrate problems. I don't want to have that problem again. I'm just going to kind of take you guys by everything I've done so far to this tank. See the egg crate up top? It kind of doesn't fit, but I'm going to make it work for right now. At tax time here in like a month or two, whenever I get my refund, I'm gonna put an AI prime on this tank and try to run it with an AI prime. So I'm not too worried about the egg crate. That's why I don't have lights on this tank, because I'm just gonna wait until I get my coral lights. The room lights this tank up for now. And I'm gonna have to take new egg crate and redo the whole lid anyway, because the light's gonna be in the middle. The filter's gonna have to be pushed more toward the left of the tank. I'm also gonna redo the rock work when I get corals. I'm gonna put all the rocks pretty much down low. For right now, it's just set up like that because I wanna hide the filter, and there's no corals or anything in here, so it doesn't really matter. So I've chose to do bare bottom due to the simple fact that when I had sand, I always had red slime algae problems and all this, and I could not get my nitrates down for anything. And I was running like a 60-gallon filter on that tank, a protein skimmer. I just couldn't figure out what was wrong with that tank, and it stressed me out to the point where I got rid of it. And I'm like, this time I'm coming into this, I have more money that I could put into it here with tax time coming up, and I'm gonna retry things. And I opted to do no sand to make it easier on maintenance, be able to spot clean. I just think it's gonna be, in my opinion, doesn't look nearly as good, but when I get my idea here is maybe get some green star polyps and other corals, and over time they'll grow out and kind of cover the bottom and stuff, so it won't always look like this. But I think it looks fine. Another thing I've opted to do this time that I should have done last time, I really should have done last time, and just to my knowledge, I just didn't have the best knowledge of it. I have a nano, you see a nano pump in there, pumping water. Can't really see it very well, but the top of the water is moving pretty well. I just finished filling it up because the protein skimmer sucks quite a bit of water out of it due to it having to have water as well. So my salinity is good in here, probably running like a 1.24, 1.25, somewhere right there in that middle range. But the tank's been set up, I believe, now for about a week. My plan for this tank was to get a shrimp as well and these 2 clownfish. I wasn't sure what kind of clownfish I was going to get, but I saw these 2 and they were beautiful. They're kind of a little scared right now just because I kind of typed off their tank, messed with it a little bit, and I installed that protein skimmer. But I was thinking about getting a shrimp. I'm not sure if I'm fully going to get the shrimp yet or not. At least not a cleaner shrimp due to the fact that they do get really big. And like I've said, I've always had nitrate problems. I want to make sure this tank has no issues, so I'm going to definitely keep testing it and do everything I can. My last resort was if I had any problems with this tank, I was going to run a biopellet reactor as well, or a hang on the back refugium. Hopefully we won't even get to that point. I think this skimmer, as long as I have plenty of live rock, have a good skimming system going, have a filter. I might upsize the filter eventually. I'm not sure. It just depends on how the tank goes. And I keep up on my water changes every other week. I think I should be fine, but I really want to be cautious with this tank because, like I said, I've had problems, and I debated even posting this video to YouTube due to the fact that I wanted to kind of wait until I got corals and stuff, but I figured it'd be kind of cool for you guys to see the build along with me as it progresses. Right now, tank's just kind of chilling. The clownfish have been doing great. They've been eating, I got them to eat pellets, little sinking pellets. So I think though what I'm gonna have to do is every time I feed them, like it worked this time, I just kind of move the pump facing away so that the pellets would sink. And because if I just stick them in, they fly over the tank. Clownfish had a little bit of trouble seeing them. But for the most part, the tank's right now in the cycle process, I did dose this tank with beneficial bacteria. Right now you're looking at 10 nitrates in the tank and 0 ammonia, 0 nitrite. The pH is at a 7.8, but I'm not going to do anything about that until after the cycle because that's going to fluctuate because it's cycling. So there's no reason to stress over pH, and there's no corals in here either, so there's really no reason to stress over that. But I plan to run the AI Prime. I want to do an anemone in here for sure. I've never done an anemone. I want to do a bunch of softies, really, and then a couple maybe like LPS corals. I want to do a torch, maybe an anemone, but mainly soft corals. I know under the AI Prime they should thrive. Definitely want to do green star polyps, some pulsing zinnias, some Kenyan trees, stuff that just grows really quickly and can kind of take over the tank. And it's really easy to take care of. So that's what I'm going for with this tank. The clownfish have been doing good though. Like I said, still in cycling. My plan is probably here in after the cycle, I'm going to end up grabbing a couple snails. I can't do crabs because there's no sand. It's not a good look for them, but I probably will grab another fish at some point in time, whether that were invertebrate. I really want to do a shrimp, but I'm just going to make sure the tank is established first, and it might not be a cleaner shrimp. I might go with something a little smaller, or I might eventually do like a blenny in here after the tank's really established, but I'm going to wait a couple months if I do another fish. I really want this tank to be thriving before I think about adding a third fish to it, because originally the tank was just supposed to be 2 clownfish and a shrimp, which is still my plan as of now, as long as the nitrates and everything's good and I feel like I can pull it off. And then with the corals and the 2 clowns and a shrimp, I think the tank will be beautiful just the way it is. Get some snails in here after the cycle, and yeah, and the turtles are doing great, by the way. If you guys want to see an update on them, I'll do that maybe here in a couple weeks. Pretty much the same old tank, nothing's really changed down there. I'm actually about to do a water change on the turtle tanks right now, but let me know what you guys think about the 20-gallon saltwater tank. It's nowhere near being done. Corals and stuff are coming, and it gives me time to make sure the tank is cycled before I hop into corals, so that's a good thing as well. So peace out, guys.